What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, everybody?
What up, though?
Look. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Behind the Scenes with your girl, Nina Payne. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So, normally, this is an episode or our show is about events and entrepreneurship and all the things behind the scenes. But today is an exception. We are recording our final episode of the season of All Things Behind the Scenes. And we have come a long, long way. So thank you for coming on this journey with us. It has been a thing. It has been a thing. But today I have some co-hosts with me. I have our core team members, Cam I Am, Naja Bean, and Elena. Say what's up. Say what's up to the
What
people. What's up to the people.
up?
And then I also have our behind the scenes folks, Dej and Alex. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Woo!
Is it really that's what you're gonna do? On the final episode, you gotta say what's up to the people.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, all right. That was Alex. And
Right.
hey. You know what? You've been giving us hey all season, But that's okay. I really appreciate all the work that you guys do behind the scenes to make this thing pop. And as we talk about kind of what's going to be happening in our next season, because this is just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. I wanted to kind of walk through kind of some of our highlights, right? We've done some amazing interviews. We've also had a whole lot of shenanigans on this show. And we're going to talk through a little bit of that. And so, first, though, I wanted to kind of walk through everybody's highlighted moment of the season, right? So, I'm going to walk through our guest list, right? Because the highlights could be about the guest, and you can also share a highlight just about your moment here on All Things Behind the Scenes. And so, our guest list, if you had a chance to listen to our podcast, please visit our YouTube page at All Things BTS Podcast and follow us and like and share and all those things. And let us know what you think about our guests. And then also allow us to share some. I got to start over.
Oh, you were doing good.
Yeah. Take two. Yeah. I wouldn't read my notes at all. I was winging it. Let me
I
go
like
back.
the winging it though.
It was
worked.
good. It
It
felt
worked.
good.
It felt good. It
Oh,
worked.
here I am. Sorry. There I am. I'm going to go to another
Cool.
page.
It worked. The flow was good.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I'm gonna go with that countdown again.
Okay. I'm going to.
Countdown up again.
What up, though? What up, though? Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another episode of All Things Behind the Scenes with your girl, Nina Payne. What's up, everybody? What's up?
What up, though?
Look, this serves as our final episode of All Things Behind the Scenes for this season. Can you believe it?
No, that's wild.
So if you're just joining us, this is a show about all things events, all things entrepreneurship, and what happens behind the scenes. What happens when you sit your butt in that seat and the curtain rises? All of the thousands of details that have to be managed prior to you getting the chance to go to that concert or festival or event. We talk about all that here. And then we also talk about entrepreneurship. What happens when you first start your business? What kind of tips and tricks have some of the seasoned professionals been able to, use in order to be successful? And so we talk about a lot of those things here. And we've done that throughout the season with some amazing guests, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of bloopers, which we'll be sharing a little bit later. But I wanted to bring on some of my favorite guests, some of our core team members here at Foundation Management. We got Cam I Am, we've got Naja Bay, which I just started calling her, and we got Elena here. Say what's up, everybody.
What's up, people? What up? What up, though?
Thank you for being here. Thank you again for taking time out to join us for another episode of All Things Behind the Scenes. And I would be remiss if I did not bring up our dynamic, amazing, professional women behind the scenes, our producers, Alex and Dej. You can give yourself a round of applause. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Um, you
Hey,
see,
what's up?
so you see why I wanted to start this podcast because all behind the scenes people don't like to be in front of the camera. And it's important to just note how amazing they are, and they do all these different things. It's not easy to put on a podcast like this and to manage all the how many cameras we got. 4 cameras, we got a mixing board, we got noisemakers, we got microphones, headphones, lighting, backdrops, air conditioning that keeps making noise. We got an ambulance that might run by every once in a while, and it's thunder and lightning outside. So try to figure out how to manage all of those details. And all they want to just do, come on and just say, "What's up?" Say hello to the people. Be proud.
Hello, everyone. What up, though? Gang, gang.
Well, thank you, Alex. Do you want to say anything else? She gang gang. That's a cam
That's definitely a Cam reference.
Oh my
cam
All
gang.
the things.
camism.
I feel like I need my own segment for like camisms, but I'm just saying.
You
next season.
do.
Next season for sure.
So what people don't know is we call this all things behind the scenes because Cam I am our did a camism. She has all the camisms. Like we get all of our sayings from her. Her ears to the streets. And we started talking about what the podcast should be called. Do you remember this? Do you remember why it's called All Things Behind the Scenes?
I say all the things a lot.
A lot is an
It,
understatement.
it is every day of my life, and now everyone else says it too, and it's great. And so I think that was a part of why we came up with the all things behind the scenes.
This is true. It
All the
is.
things.
Because we talk about the things that happen behind the scenes,
all
but we were trying to
encompassing.
figure out how do you encompass all of that.
Yep.
And so we started calling it All Things, and then it was All Things Behind the Scenes, and then we shortened it and All Things BTS Podcast because it's a long ass title. And here we are. Here we have a podcast. Hey.
Yeah, we do.
And look, we haven't been doing this very long. We've only been doing the podcast since what day? Top of the year?
Yeah, January.
About January. We it's something that's been, on my to-do list for a minute, and I started sharing it with the team end of last year. And we started meeting and we met. No, we met a lot.
We did. We started maybe November of last year, maybe? No, it
Meeting
had to be
we
like October.
Yeah, it was probably August.
Was it?
After the summer, August, September, coming out of pandemic, and I was trying to figure out what it was. It was just birthed from just seeing all these amazing people behind the scenes doing these things, and I just wanted to shine some light on them, especially women. When I see women in spaces that are generally male dominated, I just get a thing. I just want to meet them, and I want to connect with them, and I want to give them opportunity to shine, and I want to shower them with compliments because 9 times out of 10 we are killing the game and we're beating any male counterpart by 100. Don't you agree, Naja? You're in the space. It's 100%. Whether it's being a roadie, a lighting person, a video person, event people, production folks, studio engineers like we have here, live engineers, stage management, all the things. Women are just, we're just phenomenal. I don't know what to tell you. And so most of the guests that we interview happen to be women. That is just kind of coinky dinky. But most of the women that I admire, I wanted to bring on the show. And so that's what happened. So we interviewed a lot of amazing people. I'm just going to walk through a few of them. If you had not had a chance to see any of these folks or listen to the podcast, make sure you visit our YouTube page at All Things BTS Podcast, catch up so we can have some conversation about your favorites, just like we're going to share about our favorites here today. And so we have For everybody who I didn't ask to be on the show, I'm calling. I'm coming. I promise. We're going to get everybody that I could think of that I've been a part of and you've been a part of my life on the show, hopefully. And so for next season, anyway. And so Troy Springer with Elevate Production Group. He's one of the first people that I called when I wanted to get in corporate events. I called him, and the next day he had an opportunity for me. He will always be a partner of mine, along with his partner Eric Jacks. If they call me today and ask me to do something, I would say yes. So Dana Harvey, who works for Disney and has her own company, Verb 360 Media, got to talk to her. You got to listen to that show. We are chit chat, chatterboxing like old girlfriends, sitting on the porch drinking lemonade and talking about events and how important some of the things are when you're starting your new company and that sort of stuff. And Gia Kai with NKSK Events. If you missed that show, what are you doing with your life? Because she is one of my mentors. One of the staples here in Detroit that does events. Summer Woods, same thing. Girlfriend next door, down to earth, forever being herself. Um, what is Summer Woods' company's name? I'm so sorry, Summer. We'll put it in the information below. We got Piper Carter of Piper Carter
Something
Studios.
architects. I'm sorry.
Yes, Solution
Solution
Architects.
Architects.
Yep.
So sorry. It just escaped my mind. See, podcasting is not as easy as people think, and we're doing a one take here. So, Piper Carter Studio, and photographer and the like, Shahida Mayusi with The Right Productions and Black Promoters Group. We got Kendra Parker. She's got like 12 different companies. She also is a South Sounds director here in Detroit and in Ghana is a bi-coastal interview. She's in Ghana when we actually do the interview. So check that out. Her many businesses and many endeavors, being a woman, relationships, gold, 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 gold. Toya Hankins of Project Producers, and she's a healing, what do you call it, Reiki specialist and holistic healer specialist. Like if she's the person you call if you need to know whether or not a medicine to take, and she'll give you a holistic version of that. And so we talk about her being the former manager of Kim, a current manager of Eric Benet, and current manager of the winner of The Voice, Can Anthony. As well as some other things. And so a lot of really good touring production talk with that. Sabrina Underwood, who is the communications director for JEI and also a realtor and also a retail specialist in for Denon Porter and some other things. Really, really good history. And she also talks about my favorite artist, Prince, and her relationship with that. Don't want to miss that interview. And then we have, my hubbubs. We talk about Mr. David Coleman and I talk about the challenges of both being entrepreneurs in a relationship, being married to an entrepreneur, how to navigate some of that, the difficulties, the challenges, the blessings of being married to somebody who supports you, all of that sort of stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. Don't forget to go and check it out. But for this one, we're just giving you a little recap. And so, ladies, because ladies, let's talk. Let's talk about your favorite moment. And I'll start with you, Miss Elena. Moment or person that we interviewed.
Man, moment. I'll go with person for now. I think Piper's interview was just very, very timely for me
Okay.
because she talked so much about the curating of a space. And I just related that to my life, just curating what's in my space,
Mm,
deciding, like, okay, this stays, but this goes.
mm,
And that's okay, for you to take ownership and be like, because a lot of times we just let things happen and, things happen to us. But it's like, no, Elena, you decide. You
mm,
decide
mm.
what happens and what doesn't happen and what stays. You curate your space. So for me, I think if I had to pick a favorite, which is very, very hard, by the way, because everybody had something very, very important to contribute. And it was
Yeah.
just beautifully produced. And that's a whole thing. But yeah, like that just it was timely for me
The
personally.
interesting is that she was talking about curating a space when it comes to developing an artist and developing an event, a festival or concert, like curating that space. And the fact that you took away from that and was able to kind of like, you know, um, adopt that to life lesson for
Hmm.
you. I think
Hmm.
it's pretty dope. So everybody hears something different at the time that they need to hear it, and it was
Absolutely.
perfect for that time. That's pretty dope. I didn't know
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. I loved
Cool.
hers. Yeah.
Piper, Shout out to
Shout out
Piper
to
Carter,
Piper.
everybody.
Fixing my
Um,
life.
I
She's
know,
straight up
right?
Rihanna
Right? We're gonna have to
vibes.
have her back next season too because she's got like 12 lives and we only covered like a half of one. So we have to have Piper back. What about you, Naj? Naja Bell? I like a Naja Bay. I like Naja Bay.
Naja Bay. Okay.
Mhm.
I like that too.
I have a Maya Bell, so we're gonna do Naja Bay.
All right. Can I do two?
You
People?
can do two
Okay.
moments,
I'm
people.
gonna do two really quickly. I like Kendra's interview because she has a good origin story. I really relate to her origin story. That's kind of how I started. Really guerrilla style, just really no business structure, but just knew you wanted to do something. Had that connection, had that know-how, and she just went for it. And like you said, she has like 12 different companies now, and I always call myself like a serial entrepreneur. So I was able to relate to that, like, because you have these things that you want to do. She doesn't limit herself, and being bi-coastal. And like you said, the interview was in Ghana. So that interview, I really enjoyed that, listening to her talk about how she navigated those spaces and didn't let things limit her, and how she utilizes her calendar, to really keep up with the different time zones and things like that. So that's
Yes.
really important. So hearing that was
Yes.
awesome. And the second person, Shahida, the right
Mm.
production. I love history. So just hearing how she started, over at Tiger Stadium with Nelson Mandela, like how freaking cool is
I
that? Like
know,
that's like
right?
And then she's
amazing.
just so casual with
Just so
it.
casual with
yeah.
it, culminate young, put her on, and she had to, navigate so many spaces. This was before what Ticketmaster and doing all that awesome things. So
Yes.
just hearing that, history of it all, because Detroit, we have a lot of history, and to be in that event space at that time is just like amazing to hear. So
Yeah, like
that was
one of the
awesome.
first to do
Right.
a concert of that size in the old Tiger Stadium that
Right.
didn't have, the logistics,
Mhm.
the structure,
Yes. The
as a
generators.
venue to house
Yes.
an international concert like that.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
just, for us folks who are in the business, you look at something like that, and we're talking about now and the difficulties that we have now in some of these spaces. She was in the building that just didn't have anything. She had to
Right.
bring
Yes. Yeah.
everything in.
We have it
Everything.
hard. She said what, 3 weeks out?
Oh yeah, and it was last
She
minute.
been it's like
Crazy.
3. I
Baby.
was like, oh,
Woo.
Crazy.
You think I'm bald
yes,
now?
right.
Godly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh God,
So
yeah, those were good. But I do want to make sure, Naja, people understand too, that you were attracted to Kendra because you also, like you said, you're a serial entrepreneur, and you haven't really mentioned your businesses, but you have multiple businesses,
mhm.
and I think that's one of the reasons I was attracted to you. You're not just a multiple business owner, serial entrepreneur, but you also have a family, and you're able to kind of navigate all of that stuff and keep everything in order. She's one of our lead event managers, event coordinators. And so in order to manage and keep so many balls in the air, what is your secret?
Just staying organized, like Kendra said. She really I utilized my Google Calendar, my notes, all that stuff. Just keeping notes. Like you said, you saw me on both my phones right here, just taking notes and doing this. Just utilizing the things around me. Just making sure I stay organized. Write every single thing down. I don't care what it is. Anything that pops in my head, it goes into my phone. So I can go back to it. Just keeping notes of everything so I can reference it. Or somebody brings something, oh yeah, okay, I did think about that, or I was doing that. So just always having something written down somewhere is very helpful.
So I don't mean to harp on the producers, but I think it's so important because life is so busy.
Mhm.
And I know you say you use Google Calendar, but how do you manage? I give you a million tasks to do, then somebody else gives you a million tasks to do. You get your kids pulling at you from different directions. Is it all just time on your calendar? And if you miss something, you miss something and you move it to the next day. Like, give us a little bit insight before you move forward.
Well, I read an article not too long ago, a millionaire, and he was saying how he or most millionaires manage their time. So I know most people work like a 9 to 5 schedule. It's strict to like, okay, I gotta work 9 to 5. What I do is, so if I have multiple projects, I will take I designate an hour. So it's like whatever gets done in that hour, that's what gets done. So it's like if it's not complete, I make another hour like for the next day. So it's like I don't commit myself just to one thing like the full day because I have like 20 things I need to do. So I'll give like each thing, like I'll commit like a certain time. And once that time is up, I move on. So it's like, I'm not just stuck doing one thing. So I'm able to do a lot of things in one day because everything has like a time set to it. So it's like everything doesn't have to get done right now. It's like, that's all I'm big on dates. People always asking me like to do things. I'm like, okay, what's the deadline? When are you expecting this? Like, yeah, so like when I know that, I know like, okay, so I know it's gonna take at least 2 hours to do that. So I'll designate that time on a Monday, or I'll designate an hour here, hour there. That's how I break it down. That's what works for me. Also, I was talking about the history and, with Shahida, how, she didn't have all these things, she made it happen in that time in the 80s. But now, we have AI. AI is a big thing. I use AI a lot. So, I find, AI is very, very helpful, especially in this day and age, with the family. I preach to mothers all the time, like, that is something that really will help you, especially in business and trying to manage your family, all that. AI is very helpful. So, but we
We're
can
gonna have
talk
to
about
do a
that.
whole
Right.
show
That's a
on
whole
AI.
nother
Show,
show.
an
How
AI
I've been
show.
utilizing
Yes.
the tools as well, and I'm
Mhm.
telling you, it's nothing to be scared of.
It's
Nothing.
here.
Mhm.
It's here.
And
And it's
just
so
try
helpful.
it.
It's a
Just
game changer.
try it.
Mhm.
Don't run from it. Just
Don't.
try it.
Mhm.
A little bit at a time. There's so many different apps now. There's so many different scheduling things. There's so many different things, ways you can utilize it to be efficient,
Mhm.
because we're also busy and all of us are planners and coordinators. And so it's important to kind of use whatever tool is going to get us more efficiency.
Exactly.
And so I'm even looking at, and the team doesn't know this, you heard it here first. Um, a new scheduling, a new database app for us that utilizes AI. But we're trying to keep everything managed. So thank you for sharing that. I know producers, don't look at me crazy. So Cam I am. Camisms, number one. Please share. What are your favorite moments?
Favorite moments. Okay, so two. I love Toya's interview. I've been Maya
Mm.
Toya for a really long time. She is such an OG. So
Oh,
shout out
geez,
to you,
what's up,
Toya.
T Money?
For
I can call you
sure.
T on this show. I used to call her T in these big meetings in New York and stuff.
T Money. Yeah,
What's up, T
she's an
Money?
OG. So I just admire her, and I just loved how she talked about being realistic when you want to be an entrepreneur and having a plan. So I think that's so important, and it's not talked about as often. It's just like, hey, you want to be an entrepreneur, great, go quit your job and do all the things.
Do it.
But she's
Yeah.
like, yo,
Be a boss.
but
Do
also you need a plan in real life. And I like that because I tend to be more like practical and like realistic. So I was
Mm.
just like, yes, that makes
That work for you?
sense. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
helpful. And then the interview with Uncle Dave.
Uncle
I call him
Dave.
Uncle Dave. I don't know why. It just stuck one day and I've never gone back. So Uncle Dave, aka Hubba to you.
Hubba-dubs.
I love that interview. It was great just to, hear about you guys' dynamic and how you make it work and just figuring out what works for you as a couple. And I think that's so important. And sometimes people try to fit into this mold or do things that they think they should be doing instead of doing what actually works for you. And I love that.
That's good.
Yeah, I think we were reluctant on sharing our thing because we've been so private for so long. But I think I get asked questions about relationships constantly. Like, how do you guys work together? Or how do you, what's that dynamic? What's the secret sauce? And all that type of stuff. And I think for us, when you go and listen to the interview, we kind of dive into it a little bit and give some pointers on kind of how we manage it. And I think the biggest lesson for me to share is just you got to find what works for you. Like everything doesn't work for everybody. It's just not how it's supposed to be. So if you're trying to copy and paste something that you see on the internet, um, um, good luck. But try it, and but be ready to make some changes, and pivot is the word I was looking for. Pivot because things change and life,
Yeah, it does.
as Cam always reminds us, life
Life
be
be
life.
life and it does. Life be life.
And actually, y'all communicating the things. Like, I think that was my biggest takeaway, at least from y'all's interview, was just like sometimes it's like unspoken expectations or like things that you just kind of expect the person to do, and you just keep it in your brain and you harbor that resentment. But it was like you guys obviously communicate about what the expectation is, like, hey, this is what I need or this is what I expect.
Yeah.
And that was
I think that
huge.
we're both very blunt.
Mhm.
Um, And like I said in
Mhm.
the interview, he's more blunt than I am. I'm
Mhm.
not an emotional person, and he's not either, which is really interesting because some things make him very emotional, and some things make me very emotional when it comes to our relationship. We're just, I don't know. I just think honesty is just the best way to do it. And it may be difficult to hear, or it may be difficult to adjust to, but I so appreciate the bluntness. Like, just tell him, just rip off the band-aid. Just let me process it,
Mhm.
but just go ahead and just lay it out for me.
Uh-huh.
I can deal with that so much easier than I can deal with, like, I tried to protect your feelings and
Right,
all of
right,
that
Super
type of
right.
stuff.
helpful
No,
at the
no,
end of
Right.
the
ma'am.
day.
No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not doing that. So it was a great interview, and I'm glad we did it. We're going to be doing more next season about
Yes.
relationships and entrepreneurship and marriage and partnership and all that sort of stuff. We have a couple new business adventures that we're going to be going on. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. The other things the next season, we're going to be doing a lot more on location shoots, right, producers?
Yeah.
Where we're going to be behind the scenes at concerts and festivals and venues and et cetera, et cetera. Our partner here, Detroit is Different, Kari, will be working with us on some things. We've got some big things coming up. We've got some sponsor announcements for next season. Give us a round of applause. Yes. Locked up in the cord. So I'm really excited about kind of the future of all things behind the scenes, our next go round, lessons learned from this, challenging but rewarding process of how to get the lighting right so my forehead don't shine too much right here, and you're looking at the camera, using the script, making sure that we're engaging, trying to get the backstage producers to say hello something on the mic all the daggone time and them ignoring me. Like, there's a lot to manage in the process of what we're doing here. And I've been learning so much about myself and how to wing it, how to kind of keep the momentum going. And I'm just learning a lot. How have you guys are all podcasters now. Everybody in behind the scenes back there, y'all, we all podcasters now.
That's wild to think
You've been
about.
podcaster for 7 months.
Wow.
Yes.
And so I know, do you look at yourself as a podcaster, Naj?
No.
You are. Sorry to break it to you. But
You
you're a
know, I'm really
podcaster now.
not a, like you said, I'm a behind the scenes person. So,
Yeah.
this is the first, this is the only podcast I will probably ever do.
Ah!
Because Nina asked. But
That is so funny.
yes.
Does everybody else feel the same way?
I've done something similar, so I
Oh, Elena's a pro because she's an artist. What
I
about you,
don't like
Cam?
it. I don't know. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
That's good. You both
You're
are
good
so
at it.
good. You guys
Yeah.
are naturals. Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yes,
I want my
absolutely.
segment on season 2. That's all I'm saying.
We're gonna have a
I would like my
new segment called the Camisms, and she's gonna introduce another
Right.
word for all of us to start using. And let me tell you something about Camisms: is that you don't even know that it's been infiltrated in your mind. All of a sudden, you're talking to a girlfriend or somebody, and you drop a Camism, like life be lifing, like all the things.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So she's gonna keep us posted with the Camisms. And what about our producers? You guys are studio engineer, podcast producers now. What do you think about that? I'm gonna beat somebody. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alex.
That's what I'm gonna beat. I'm being violent. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Get a little closer. The podcast has been quite an experience. I had never done anything like this going into it, so it's been really cool to learn these skills and pick these things up. Dej has been a great teacher along the way. I've learned a lot of things.
What kind of some of the things that you need to know to be an engineer or producer of a podcast that you've learned?
I think there's a lot, but you need to understand lighting. You need to understand how to work your mixcast, understanding your system or whatever platform you're going to be using. It took a lot to learn some of these things. And there's still learning to do. Like, I look at manuals, look at other people's podcasts to see what they're doing. I thought about doing one myself. Yeah, it's an ongoing process. I learn different things when I'm editing, when I am producing. Like, it's all different.
Yeah.
Everything's different every day.
Yeah. Des, you want to input on that, Miss Live engineering person?
What about it?
Mhm.
I think she spoke very eloquently.
You see what I got to put up with?
Backstage dash.
Freaking all things behind the scenes,
No,
people.
it's been a good journey.
Yeah.
It's been a
And we're
good
just
journey.
we're just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been fun though.
Started.
It's definitely been
just-
fun, and I thank you guys for trusting me with it. So this has been a blessing
Aw.
to, be able to use my talents here, and
You have been a true blessing to this whole thing. I don't know if we would be here, 20 episodes in if it had not been for your push and your organization and your insight and all of that. Hands up. Oh, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you teaching Alex all the things that she needs to know. We'll have other people that you can teach, and then we'll be selling your services as a podcast producer.
I will take it.
Monetize
Because
that.
that's what we do here. We have a staffing company. Don't get it twisted. So yeah. So thank you for that. Um, so I just want to do a big thank you for everybody who has walked with us during these 20 plus seasons, 20 plus episodes. Godly, did I just speak that to existence? 20 plus seasons. Oh
Well.
Lord Jesus, hallelujah! I think I just spoke it.
Look at God.
So next season, more exciting interviews on locations like I talked about. We want to show you a little bit more of the behind the scenes from a professional aspect. So think of gobos on, and time lapse camera action of large concerts and stuff like that. If you have any recommendations of who you'd like to see on the podcast, hit us up, let us know. You can comment under each of the episodes if you want to recommend someone. We'll be taking some advice. We already have some ideas of who we want to be on the show. And so, yeah, if you have any other ideas or suggestions, let us know about that. So we're signing off our final.
Oh,
I feel like we should have champagne. Oh, we had some before.
we did.
So before we go, we want you guys to enjoy some uncensored, crazy, we're going to call them bloopers for the sake of being PG, but mistakes, do-overs, shenanigans from our guests, our team, and we're trying to just figure out this whole podcast thing, right? And so next time, don't forget to follow us on and subscribe on All Things BTS Podcast on our YouTube page. I look forward to our relaunch of everything of All Things Behind the Scenes season 2. We're actually going to be relaunching our audio version on Spotify, so look out for that. And just, just really thank you for supporting me and our dream here at Foundation Management and all of our team members and their efforts as well. Appreciate everything and all the support and the love that you guys have been showing me through our first season. And don't forget, don't let your talent take you where your character can't keep you. Be the best version of yourself always. Be blessed. Peace. The event. We also talk about how to navigate the business of events, and we talk about. I need to start over.
I'm Sabrina Underwood, founder of Earth Tones Enterprises. I need you to come back in. Oh, shoot. One more time.
It's all right.
What up? This is Troy Springer, co-founder of Elevate. See?
It's all right.
This is good.
It's okay.
I'm an event lead with Foundation Management. All right. I forgot which one I was going to say first. All right. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Elena, event lead for Foundation Management. I'm sorry. That got worse. That was actually worse.
Hello, my name is Lexi. I am a team member with Foundation Management LLC. This is your heads up to make sure you're tuning into our FM podcast called All Things Behind the Scenes. Can be found at All Things BTS on YouTube and Facebook.
What up, everybody? My name is Nina Payne. I'm the founder and CEO of Foundation Management, and I am doing a podcast. All Things Behind the Scenes, BTS. No, can I do it again? All Things
Hi, I'm Naja. I am one of the event coordinators for Foundation Management.
Perfect. Was that the first one we've ever gotten?
Yes.
Like on the spot?
No retakes.
There
Take
we
one,
go.
baby. Take one.
Take one.
It's really good as she eats her popcorn.
One.
What's up, everybody? My name is David Coleman, founder of True Color Merchandising, and you can find me on da 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 da. I can't see that. The mic's staying in the way. Okay, try it again. My bad.
You're okay.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nina Payne. Tune in to my new podcast, All Things Behind the Scenes, where we'll be discussing all things events and all things event business. Why did I say it like that? Event business.
What's up, everybody? It's Cam from Foundation Management. I'm an event manager here, and I want to make sure that you guys check out our new podcast, All Things Behind the Scenes. We can be found on all social media platforms at All Things BTS Podcast. Can you edit that? Because I don't want to. Can you cut that?
I'm out at Detroit is different. So if you're a lover of events, whether you attend them or you create them, this show is for you. You have found your tribe. So make sure that you follow us on All Things Podcasts. What's our website? allthingsbtspodcast.com.
Hi, my name is Lexi. I am a team member with Foundation Management LLC. This is your heads up to make sure you're tuning into our podcast, All Things BTS. That's not what it's called. That's the website, isn't it? Son of a bitch.
Peace, everyone. Piper Carter, cultural curator. Join me on Behind the Scenes podcast with Nina Payne. Jesus. Let me get that clap one more time. Wait, Behind the Scenes podcast. All things. All things behind the scenes.
What's up, everybody? It's Nina. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nina Payne. And I am just super excited to share all of the things with you because what I've been in business.
What's up, everybody? My name is Cam, and I'm an event manager with Foundation Management. Make sure you guys check out our new podcast called All Things Behind the Scenes. We can be found on all social media platforms at All Things BTS Podcast.
The business of doing events, the ins and the outs, ups and downs. So when I thought about doing the podcast, I'm ready. I don't know when I brought this next person. That brought thought is right there. Even when I'm reading it, I'm fucking it up. Everybody, it's your girl Nina Payne. Tune into my new podcast. We're going to be discussing all things events. What happens before the event, after the event, and during the event. We're also going to discuss event business. And scene. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of All Things Behind the Scenes podcast, where we discuss all things events and entrepreneurship. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new episode. You can also follow us on All Things BTS Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. We welcome all comments and suggestions. So let us know what you think. We love hearing from you. So until next time, remember that the only thing that you can guarantee about an event and life is that it will change. Be blessed.